Hello, welcome to Authentic You. I am SeaJay Liebscher, co-lead pastor of Jesus Culture Sacramento, but most importantly, the host of the Authentic You podcast. I'm here with my co-hosts, Deborah Giles.
Hello, hello.
She does important things. She has a dog named Winston.
I do, yes. And two sons, William and Wesley, so that gets really in trouble when you have three W's and one of them's the dog's name. So my boys will say, can you stop calling me Winston?
Oh my gosh, I never thought of that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
kind of a bummer. Like, think about that when you name your pets, that they're not next to your kids' names.
Wow. Well, Winston's a pretty royal name anyway.
It is. He's half British. So
Okay, I see. And Erika Myburgh,
Hello, everybody.
the foreigner.
Yes. I was just thinking when you said the dog's name, in our house, when I get mad at a dog, because we have a Kona and Ranger, but sometimes I forget and I yell at the dog and it becomes Banning, Reuben. Like, I've called them all sorts of names, but usually when I yell Banning or Reuben,
Banning
my
is in
son.
trouble a lot.
Yes, as I'm trying to yell at the dog.
Yes,
So
I understand.
I apologize. Sorry, Banning.
Yeah,
And Reuben.
It happens.
Yeah.
I don't often yell Rainier at my
I know, it's
animals.
a difficult name. It's not an easy name.
That's true. It doesn't flow off
It's
the
not
tongue.
royal, like Ben.
Yeah.
Or Winston.
Bannings means small fair one. I don't think it's royal. I know.
That's
Poor
so
man.
cute. That's why I call it. It's so cute.
Just what you think of Ranger. Well, guys, we are wrapping up our season 2 of our podcast, which we did it, and we're very proud of ourselves. We are true podcasters, but we were attempting to take a picture because they like pictures, and we don't like pictures so much, but the team here really likes to take pictures of us. And we're going to share with you what happened. I get bored of normal pictures, so I decided let's try a cheerleading stance.
And this is this is not sitting on our studio. This is like posing, standing up in front of like a backdrop.
Yes, because I was a cheerleader in high school. So it's only been 30
Were
years.
you really?
Yes.
How did I not know this about you?
I have my uniform.
Okay.
If you would like me to
we
put
should-
it on, I
yes.
bet it'll fit.
Yes.
Exactly the same.
Absolutely.
I might have, yes, it'll be
Yes.
wonderful. Anyway, so I knew we could do a simple cheerleading stance. And then Erika goes, stop, because she's crossing her legs and she's going to pee her pants.
Yeah. And you know what I did? I completely peed my pants of laughter because you know how I had friends like this in school too. Since I was super young, there's certain combinations that I start to bubble on the inside and I start to feel like I'm going to lose control because they're doing something that visually or whatever, I lose control. And the three of us together, it totally brings that out in me. And you know what is worse, everybody? Like today, I met one of my heroes, Catherine Scott, who we interviewed, and she's amazing. And I did it right in front of her and 500 staff members, basically. So I'm currently, just to give you guys a visual, somebody went and got me a trash bag to sit on because I am also not going home to get something else.
No,
to
we don't
wear.
have time for that.
I'm doing this and then I'm coming home, but I'm sitting in my jeans and
Her
on
pee
a trash
jeans.
bag.
And a pee pad. Where did they find
I
a pee
don't
pad?
know. They went into the warehouse and got it. It's super amazing.
Yeah.
But
Well, we
this
can't
is
have your
such
pee seep into the
a
chair.
glamorous life, and I know
Yeah.
the Lord obviously wants to humble me some more. There's so much growth I
You
have
have
to
so
do.
much pride. He had to knock you down.
Well, and there was no one in the room. There was probably 12 people in there. 10 people in the room.
people.
Yeah, so it was not a hidden thing.
No,
and we're not talking
guys.
about something little, guys. We're talking about trash bags. So this is like not you can hide it. Like, oops, I peed and walk out. No.
There's no picture of the cheerleading stance because I can't
No.
pull
and
it out. And
everybody
you-
was being nice to you. Like Catherine Scott was giving you wet
She
wipes.
was super
and,
kind. Yes, she gave me wipes to
Yeah,
wipe
and
my
everybody's like, oh,
hands.
poor Erika. And I'm over there standing in the picture, still in my pose, kind of irritated because Erika won't come back and help me pick Deborah up. Because
I
we're
know.
going I had a plan,
Right.
and
It is
Erika's pee ruined
literally
it.
our three personalities that work in on each other. And I can't handle it.
I was busy. You were like, everybody was like feeling sorry for you, and I was trying to show you on my hip over and over again, right here.
You were so
where her
And
foot is
Deborah
going to
is
go.
like, what's happening?
were
What are we doing,
focused.
guys? No. And I'm like, I'll do it this way. And then there's just a moment where
And you lost it.
The control was gone.
Goodbye. Yeah.
I'm
Goodbye,
impressed.
better.
And the best part, if you guys truly know Erika, she doesn't do these things.
I do not.
She keeps her life together. She likes to be respectable. If somebody's going to pee themselves, it's going to be me.
Yes.
And everybody would be like, oh,
Yeah.
CeaJay peed herself. Like, what a shock. And yet I'm the respectable one. I was waiting to do the cheerleader stance, and you ruined it.
I did. Like, I am in total denial. I know that. I will later tonight. It will hit me. I may text people. I actually think I'm going to go home and put in my days. Like, I'm going to take time off tomorrow.
She's still in
Personal
shock.
time
Very shocked.
off. Yeah, I'll just add it quickly when I get home.
Erika, everybody pees. It's
not
okay.
in front of the
Everybody pees.
camera and 12 people and their hero. But anyway, that's okay.
I'm
That's okay.
very, very proud. So I think we've told this story, but one of my favorite stories of Erika, because she doesn't like to be embarrassed. And she did not think this was abnormal. I think we've shared this before, but she was playing on a friend's kids' soccer team, a mom and kids' soccer team.
Yes.
And she fell multiple times. And then after the third fall?
Yeah,
She got up and ran home.
I did.
She just ran
I
home.
left the field.
She was done.
She didn't say anything to anybody. She
No.
just stood up and ran home. And when she told
You know
me,
what? My husband opened the door and he was super happy to see me.
yeah, of course he was. He's
With
the
kids.
nicest man in the world.
And I'm like, I'm back.
yeah.
Was
And
it?
No
When she
context.
told me it, I went, that is so odd. And then one day, when was it? A couple of years ago, we were watching like a parent-kid game. And I said, what would you think right now if somebody fell down, stood up and ran through
Right.
the bushes home? And we both went, see, that's why it's
Yeah,
odd.
that
was a little odd.
Not okay.
So you know what? She hasn't ran home. She's sitting here
I'm
on
sitting
her,
here on a trash
her
bag.
trash bag, and
I'm
we're
committed.
so
You've
proud.
really grown
Committed
in
to
your
this.
Yeah,
character
we're
to do
so
this.
impressed with you and your.
Maybe you get to a point where you just don't care anymore, right? You get to an age where it's like, who
I
cares?
don't know.
We'll
I'll tell
see,
you
huh?
later. I'll tell you later tonight.
Hey, it happens to all of us. I have other accidents. I won't talk about it on the podcast because I'll get in trouble by my husband. So,
Yes. I think we're in trouble already. So let's just quit while we're ahead.
but I will say, I feel like with these podcasts, I learned something with everyone, or I felt challenged by everyone. Like I walked away
Absolutely.
like, ooh, I need more of that in my life. Catherine Scott, for sure.
Yes.
I'm like, I want to be Catherine
I
Scott.
do. Me too.
I would like her to speak all day long and just, I'll just lay on the couch next to her while she talks. She's so peaceful.
She's
Yeah.
very peaceful.
Donna Lassett was pretty inspiring.
Yeah.
Joe Gearling. I mean,
Oh.
I don't know if there's anybody who I didn't feel challenged by, encouraged by, inspired by.
Yeah. I loved Banning's talk about the church, Michael Bradier that talked about church wounds. Like, it was deep and rich for
Yeah.
everybody. And we had some good laughs, but I felt like I have to go home. This is the first ever that I actually want to re-listen to all of them because we didn't take notes, but I'm like, I need to take notes. I need
Yeah.
to take time to process, and I want this in my life. Like,
Yeah.
it's
No, it was good.
beautiful.
It was good. What an honor to have these guests join us. And
There were moments I feel like, you can listen to a lot of great podcasts, but there's not always a lot of truth. And I felt like what people shared was their personal experiences and then brought the word in and then brought mindset and perspective. And I just, like you, Erika, there were moments in our conversations where I went, ooh, I need to go revisit that. Like something is not either I'm not healthy in that area, or I need to fix that area, or I respond that way and I shouldn't, or that scripture, like, oh, I need to remember that scripture when I'm dealing with this. And for me, I loved it. I didn't know actually a lot of them coming on. And so you kind of like, oh, there's a little bit strangers, which I'm sure a lot of you listening, there's strangers to you.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is that we became immediate friends and you just relate. We have people from other countries. Like but you relate to them. Not so much the men, but the women I really did relate to. But the men, it was good to have some men in there as well. Give some good thoughts.
Yeah, banning felt like he's happened now.
Yeah.
Like all that he's done in life is useless until now. I'm like, what did you even do? Do
Right.
people even know who you are?
This is an accomplishment.
But now you've made it.
Right. You've been on my podcast.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to have us on his podcast, you guys.
You better.
I
Yeah.
was feeling at the last one, sitting and thinking, oh, I want to be better.
Absolutely.
But what I loved was it reiterates again and again, we are in such a beautiful process with the
Yes.
Lord. And He's so patient and kind to us. But more than anything, it's about, I'm going to get better if I daily position my heart
Yes.
before Him and ask Him things. And if I can do one thing, it's to take a few moments, slow down long enough to hear Him point to me
Yeah.
in the right direction, even if it's day by day
Yeah.
by day. Because every single person talked about how they hear the Lord and
Yes.
how He's directed their steps and how unique it is and how He's in everything right there if we are willing. If
Yeah.
we are willing to stop and ask, we'll get better. And
Yeah.
I am encouraged I want to be better. And it's not in my own strength. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yes.
It's just like, this is what you want for us, where you want to take us very lovingly and kindly.
I think also the thing that moved me is I know these people that we invited on, yet knowing them deeper, it moves me that there's not one person that knows everything. Or there's not one thing that is the answer. I mean, Jesus.
Yes. Yeah.
But, like, there's
Yes.
so much sold out there that makes you think, this is it. This will fix everything. And even if you took each person's podcast and like, I'm going to use what they said as the answer. But instead it's like, no, everybody has a piece of something that is good, that the Lord is doing in them, that we can gain wisdom, that we can gain growth from, that it's not just one person's view is the answer for everybody. But it really is the body of Christ that carries it all.
Absolutely. And every guest we have, overwhelmingly in the end, Jesus is the answer.
Yeah.
Points towards cannot do it without Him.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't really want to say especially in the day and age we live now. This was true thousands of years ago too, that Jesus is the only answer. But in today's world where the outside voices are so extremely loud and in our face,
Yeah.
there is no other way.
Yeah.
There is no other way to grow, to heal.
Yeah.
Sure, we can change a few things, but it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
It's only Jesus.
Yeah, it's almost like you say, I think a lot of times we think if we just fix the outward, right? We
Yeah.
get our habits better. We get, we grow through our pain, all these things, it'll all be better. But the missing piece is Jesus.
Yes.
And our soul, like we talk about soul health, like at the end of the day, it all comes back to Jesus.
Yes.
No matter what habits we have, no matter what we do every day,
Yes.
no matter who we talk to, who relationship with, or how successful we are, or how good of a parent we are, at the end of the day, it all comes back to Jesus. He's the one who changes everything.
Yes.
And I just love that it goes back to that we have some
Yeah.
incredible principles, like incredible things, but everyone we talked to always brought it back to Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how kind He is, and how it's a beautiful thing to watch. I even hearing through the pain, right? We had a lot of people's stories that had a lot of pain
Yeah.
and things happening in their lives, in our lives too, but that at the end of the day, without Jesus, there's nothing. Jesus plus nothing equals everything. And that's
Yeah.
really what it's about.
Yeah.
I think Catherine summed it up best for me when she said what matters most is that I know He sees me.
Yes.
And that changes everything.
Yes.
Like no matter what happens, no matter what somebody else says, no matter what happens in the world, what matters is that I know that He sees me and knows me
yeah.
and reciprocate the relationship. I know Him and I see Him.
Yeah.
That was
So
very
good.
sweet, very
So
good.
good.
Yeah.
And I love that every person who brought in their story or life, they would tell you what God said to them and how God spoke to them and what dreams God gave them. And it was like everyone's on this journey, but God is so kind that he leads us, he guides us, and that he doesn't leave anyone abandoned. It's like, well, I'm going to talk to these people, but it's like if everyone stops and listens, he's willing to talk and share. And I just love hearing the different ways God has spoken to different ones. And it's not all the same. It's not all cookie cutter, but it was like, God spoke to me here and he did this and he said this. And I just love that serving God's an adventure and that in the middle of our journeys, he's going to show us, like he's going to do it. And God's not in a rush, right, SeaJay? Like he's not in a rush. He's going to show us in time, but sometimes he reveals and it's not the right time yet. Like it's just continuing to move forward. And I love that a lot of it was behind closed doors. It was private conversations with God. It wasn't always right there in front of you. You didn't know what journey they were on behind closed doors, but God was showing and revealing and teaching.
Or how long they waited.
I know. That was incredible too for me to, and it's truth for, I think as we are older, we're a little bit older, so we naturally have a different view of process and journey and time in life because we have a whole lot more years behind us than when you're in your 20s as we are raising young adults. And it's a hard thing to get that there is a journey of life ahead, a journey of process, and the Lord can give you a prophetic word in your 20s and you don't see anything necessarily for the next 20 years, but it doesn't mean he's late or it's not going to happen.
Right.
Like he is working and preparing and just from an encouragement to from an early age to grow in an appreciation for the process and a respect for the journey, an appreciation for your journey and your process with the Lord.
Sorry, guys, I'm going to preface this. This is a sarcastic comment because I feel like people could take me serious. But have you guys ever got a funny prophetic word that is not accurate? This just made me think.
Well, non-accurate words for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, oh my gosh, then my word about me prophesying with a guitar and singing over people, it still has a chance of coming true.
Then we have to dive into some words are correct and others are not.
That's true. I had somebody speak that over me and I thought, the Lord's going to have to do so much for that to happen. Like my voice will have to change. I'll have to learn how to play the guitar.
Yes.
I'm going to sing prophetic words over people.
So this was all off. Cut all of this out. Now we're going back to real talk. You didn't want that on?
No, I was going to have it on.
Oh.
I know when she said, hey guys, I'm going to move it. I think we thought
that was real?
That was real. Yeah. Keep that going.
Great.
Can you keep that on too?
I was going to say, oh my gosh.
This is great. Just keep it all on.
Is awesome.
The whole thing is awesome.
I was going to say, oh my gosh, guys, do you think my prophetic word of, and then I thought, oh my gosh, people are going to think that I
You
really
literally
think that.
sat there staring at me with that dead stare that you get, and I thought, oh, she's just running something by us. And here we go. So
I think it was the way you stopped and said, hey guys, I'm going to throw something. We were like,
absolutely. The way she
we were like
sat
on a
and
flow of the Holy
everything.
Spirit, and you're like, hey guys.
I was sitting there listening, thinking,
SeaJay,
yes,
you literally
prophetic
derailed
word.
our podcast.
I was like, the prophetic, waiting. And then I
Yes.
thought, that's funny. I wonder if I'll sing.
I think it's time for her to nap. This was amazing.
Well, I think our guests were amazing. What a gift.
Absolutely.
So grateful for each one. It was fun this time. We had some people come live in the studio, some people we did on video. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
And I want us to take the show on the road. I am working on that. I have plans for us. I will prepare adequately to not do the thing that I did.
You'll wear pads
Or
a diaper.
Whatever.
Anyway,
It depends.
it depends. It literally depends. But this
I
is
just got the dirtiest look, you guys, for saying diaper.
Oh.
She just gave me a dirty look. So.
I like what Deborah says.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Deborah more right now.
We know that.
I'm all, okay, I get it. Depends.
It was an honor to do this.
It was. It was
Thank you.
such a gift.
You know, the other thing I was going to say is if you are listening and something triggers you and you're like, oh, this would be good for my friend, share it. Like there have been so many times podcasts have been shared with me that I'm like, oh, I needed to hear that. I didn't need to listen to the whole show, but that one episode just changed my life. Like it really was something I needed. So I feel like when I listen to podcasts at times, I'm like, oh, my friend needs to hear this. And it's a quick just push a button, it goes right to them.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
It's really important that you don't just listen for you, but you listen for others so others can hear as well.
Oh, that's great.
It's a nice little plug.
Yes. And we really do want to hear from you guys. So you can message us on Instagram or I don't know how else they get a hold of us.
What's your phone number, CJ?
What's sad is I'm so tired I almost told them. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Season 2 of the podcast. We appreciate every single one of you listeners. And like I said before, please let us know what you want to hear. We love to hear from you.